Boise is a city that runs on word of mouth. And so we make these guides every month because if you don't know what's happening, there are so many amazing things every single month that you might miss out on. So we have gathered our list of our must do activities, the foods you've got to eat, and some freebies that you'll want to check out in Boise this month. Joining us today is Mia Maldonado, friend of the show and a Boise local, and Evelyn Avitia, our City Cast producer. Thank you for joining me today.
Hi, you two.
Thanks for having me.
So I thought we would start with our must-do activities, the things that it's early in the month, get it on your calendar. You've got to go do this activity. Evelyn, what is your must-do activity for December in Boise?
Yeah, it's officially cozy season. And I think one way that I love welcoming the cozy vibes, getting in that mindset is through candles. I love a good candle, especially when I can personalize it and make it smell exactly how I want it to smell. And so I think that my activity for December is make a holiday candle at Lit& Co. Have you guys ever done this before?
No.
I did not
Okay,
even know this
tell
was a
me all
thing.
about this.
Okay, so there are two stores. There's one in Hyde Park and on State Street. It's a local business, and you go in there, and they have so many different scents, and they made it really easy. They have one section that is just already all of these like holiday flavors from like gingerbread, Christmas cookies, Christmas lights, mistletoe, all of that. So it was really easy for me to go and like smell all of these and decide, okay, I like this one. I like this one. They give you a piece of paper. You write down all of your favorite ones. From there, that's when you start thinking, okay, maybe this one would go really well with this one, and maybe this one will go with this one. But you're also smelling all these candles, and you're like, I kind of need help. Like, is anyone able to tell me if this actually does smell good? And the employees are so helpful. They were so sweet in helping me decide what would go together and what I could mix together. And so I ended up making one called flannel and tobacco. Flannel is on the sweeter side with like cashmere mix, and this other one that they have, cabin in the woods. So I mixed those two and I made a candle, and I had a lot of fun.
That sounds really fun. Well, I was going to say, like, flannel and tobacco, if you're going for cozy, that's probably a good scent combination. So do you feel like what should somebody know if they're going there for the first time? Or like, I haven't been, so like, what should I plan on? Like, how long does it take? Is it an afternoon activity? You know, what should I expect?
Definitely a, morning or afternoon activity. I think this is perfect if you want to go by yourself, but it's also perfect if you have friends in town and you want to do a little activity. You two can go before brunch and go in there and just make a candle. It lasts about an hour, maybe less. Kind of depends on how picky you are and all the different scents you're going through, but it's super quick and easy. However, once you mix everything and make that candle, then they take over and they will actually like make the candle. You have to wait until it's like cooled down and like fully a candle, and then you go and pick it up again. But I think it's such a cute and easy activity to do.
I think that sounds like so much fun. I didn't even know there was anywhere around here that you could do that.
Yes.
I'm gonna be real. Like, how much is that?
So
Like,
it
how
does
much am I gonna
depend.
spend?
Overall, that's a good question. No, that is a good question. So overall, I think I paid about $24.
Oh, nice.
And then it kind of does depend if you want to choose like a fancy candle holder, like where to place your wax and all that, then the prices go up depending on whatever jar you're using. So overall, the experience for $25, I thought it was worth it. I really enjoyed it.
That's fun.
Well,
Cool.
Mia, what is your must-do activity in December in Boise?
Yeah, absolutely. So I love the outdoors, and in the winter, I still try to do outdoorsy things. And I think the easiest way to do that here in Boise is to go to Bogus Basin. And I really like it because it's not that far from Boise, and skiing overall is, it can be an expensive sport to have your own, if you don't have all your own gear, and the ski pass is expensive. So the one thing I really appreciate about Bogus Basin is they have all these different ski pass options. If you go half day, it's half the price, and then after 3 p.m., which I like, that's called twilight skiing. I love going twilight skiing because I can't do all day anymore. I'm not 14. Like, I get tired within 2-3 hours. And so if I start at 3 p.m., like, I get to see a beautiful sunset. And Bogus Basin is just really nice too because there's all these different lodges throughout the ski resort or the ski hills. So and also if you're not a skier, there's also driving up to Bogus Basin, there's trails if you want to try snowshoeing or other kinds of activities. So I would recommend Bogus Basin. And if you haven't skied, like, there's a bunny hill too. We still got to get Evelyn up there. We're hoping she'll come through. We said this last year.
Evelyn, is this the year?
We have been trying year after year after year, and I just can't get myself to do it.
I feel like this is
Okay,
the
I'll be
year.
honest. I've never been skiing either. I don't know. So no, I mean, I grew up super poor and not near
Yeah.
any like really good skiing. And
Totally.
then I was like, I'm a grown up and I don't want my knees to be busted. So that's kind of been my hang up.
No, I totally
Yeah.
understand that. It's expensive and it's far away, and it's like the driving up to Bogus, if you don't have like snow tires, like that's another thing that can be like a barrier. So I totally understand that. But if you're an adult, I feel like if you wanted to try skiing, it's not too late.
I
Try
feel like
this.
I could be enticed. So like, what's at the lodge? What is a day of Bogus look like? I feel like I could be enticed.
Yeah, well, what I usually do is I drive up in my car. I have my gear, but if you don't have your gear, you might go rent the gear at the shop, and then you buy a lift ticket. I don't have a season pass. I just go whenever I feel like it, and you buy a lift ticket, and then that gives you access to all the chair lifts throughout the mountains. So, you definitely want to have waterproof clothing. I've gone skiing with a friend who did not bring waterproof clothing, and they were miserable. So don't even try to like wear whatever your Carhartt's. Like, no, you need some waterproof
Okay.
clothing. Because you want to be comfortable, you want to be warm. So definitely you're going to be like wearing layers. You're not going to be walking cute because ski boots are like so bulky, like you can barely bend your knees in them. So you're just kind of walking like a soldier in them. So if you haven't had that experience, like just anticipate, ski boots are heavy, so your legs might be a little tired at the end of the day. You're going to be, if you haven't skied or if you don't do a lot of leg exercise, like your legs are going to be sore the next day, especially in your quads. But yeah, it's just really fun going up the ski lift and then seeing the beautiful view. I think that's like the highlight of it, is like getting to see the view of Boise in the mountains once you're up top.
Mia, I do have a question for you. I know that there are a lot of barriers, and sometimes it feels like this isn't for me. I can't afford it. There's a lot of money that goes into it. But are there any local shops that you have gone to maybe check out jackets or gear or, try to find stuff that won't break the bank?
Yeah, there's a few shops that you can rent, like on Bogus Basin Road, that you can rent gear, and it's slightly cheaper than if you were to rent it up at Bogus. So that's what my brother does. He doesn't have his gear. There's one called Greenwood Ski House. That's where my brother rented his gear, and it was, cheaper than if you were to go all the way to Bogus. And typically, whenever I was growing up, I didn't have my own gear until now that I'm an adult. So renting it at a local shop, and that's usually cheaper. Another thing is a lot of times on Facebook Marketplace, there's ski gear.
Yes.
And even thrift stores, there's some nice like snowproof jackets. So it's always, I always support using secondhand, and ski gear is so expensive. So if you can find those in those local stores, that's awesome.
Okay, well, the must-do activity in Boise that I always look forward to every year is the Winter Wonderland at the Idaho Botanical Gardens. Have either of you ever been to that?
I've never been.
No.
Oh, okay. It is maybe my favorite time at the Botanical Gardens. They do it up so big. It's gorgeous. They have gorgeous lights. It runs November 29th through December 31st. So there's lots of time to get in. It's not like a short period of time. You got lots of time to make those plans. And then they also do a winter market December 14th and 15th. So you're in the botanical gardens. It's gorgeous. There's gorgeous lights, and you can get some of your holiday shopping done. They have a Santa that comes every so often. If you check out the Idaho Botanical Garden website, they have a Santa that comes throughout the month. So if that's something that you're looking forward to, you need to get pictures, that's an option. If you're an Idaho Botanical Gardens member, the price to get in is $12 per child who's a member, or $15 per adult. If you are not a member, or you're just going to buy your tickets at the door, it's $17 per child and $20 per adult. They also have a snow globe bar where you can get drinks while you wander around this like winter wonderland. They have cookies. You can write letters to Santa. It's just like all of the fun things about the botanical gardens. It's gorgeous. It's, you're getting to walk through this like snowy, lit up botanical garden wonderland and have a drink. And they have I don't like being cold. I'm cold averse. But they have these little heaters, so every so often you can go stand by a little heater, warm up, and then keep walking, so you can enjoy the whole garden. I think it's so much fun. I look forward to it every year. It's usually just so peaceful and gorgeous. It's just so fun.
That
Ooh,
does
I love
sound
that.
fun.
How long does it take to get through everything?
I'm a meanderer, so
Okay.
I go real slow. So it probably takes me an hour, or like, and a
Okay.
lot of times we'll go with friends. So we'll sit and talk under one of the heaters while we're sipping our drinks, and the kids are kind of running around. And, we got to hit up Santa. There's a little gift shop. We've got to write letters to Santa. So we do all of the things. And I'd say it takes a little over an hour.
Perfect.
But just, it's so much fun, and you can kind of, feels like a one-stop, like that's where we're going to see Santa, write our letters, have some cookies. You can get kind of everything done while you're in the gorgeous botanical gardens.
Ooh.
That sounds really fun. I didn't know. I thought it was like the expo where you drive in. I didn't realize it was one of those where you like walk around. So that's
Oh,
lovely.
yeah.
Yeah, I was going to say, if you've been looking for, because I love a good drive through the lights, go see the lights in the neighborhood. But if you just kind of want to walk, this is just the perfect spot. It's absolutely gorgeous. We'll jump into the tastiest part of our guide, our food portion. Mia, what is a food or drink that you absolutely have to get in December and that you recommend everybody try this month?
Whenever you guys asked me a food in December, I immediately thought of Bar Guernica in Boise. To those of you that haven't been, it's a Basque-style bar in downtown Boise. It's in the Basque Block. And that's like the place I crave when it's like a cold, snowy night. It's a really small bar, but it really is so homey, and the food is very like comfort food, really warm. And so I love their lamb soup. It's so good, and like I regularly crave that anytime it's cold. So I 10 out of 10 recommend Bar Guernica.
Okay, so what are your top recommendations? Maybe like top drink that you're getting there, and maybe top 2 food items that people absolutely need to check out or try if they haven't.
Yeah, totally. So whenever I go there, I always start with an appetizer. I get their croquetas. They're like little flour balls, fried little flour balls, and they're so good. And you dip them in in the little sauce. That's usually what I'll get for an appetizer. For a drink, I usually just drink like whatever cider they have. I love local ciders, but that's usually my go-to is croquetas, a cider, and then the lamb soup. And then I honestly, a lot of times I don't even finish it because I feel like the portions are big. So I'll take like half the soup home with my fries, and then I'll go home and have it for lunch the next day. So I really like going there too because I have leftovers.
Yeah. Oh, I love a bonus meal when you go out and then the next day you get more. That's the best.
Absolutely, yeah.
Okay, Evelyn, I'm really curious. What is your must-try food or drink in Boise? Last guide we had a drink. Do we have a December drink too?
Yes, absolutely. Okay, so one thing about me is that I love iced coffee year round, 24/7. I love a cold drink. But once December hits, a little tiny piece of me melts, just a little bit. And I am a huge sucker for Mexican mochas. I love a hot Mexican mocha. As soon as I feel that like winter chill, that is the drink I am reaching for. And Java has the best Mexican mocha ever, with whipped cream too. So good.
Okay, I don't think I've ever heard you talk about a hot drink that you like. So
Yeah.
I'm so surprised.
I know.
Usually
I think
you're
it's the
stirring
kick
your
to
little
it.
ice.
Yeah, seriously. I'm always with my iced coffee. But I think it's the kick to it. You know, it's chocolate, it's coffee, it has its spices, cinnamon, cayenne pepper, or maybe a different chili pepper, different versions for sure. It's just delicious. It's warm, a little spice in there. It just makes me feel cozy.
I would say that sounds delicious. And I do love if I'm going to get a Mexican mocha, if it actually does have a little kick, like you said. Like, I think a lot of them, it's just like they put some cinnamon on top. And I'm like, I don't know about that. Like, that's
Yeah.
not quite so.
Yeah, and I think a big inspiration for it is the abuelita hot chocolate that a lot of Latinos are familiar with. So, I mean, technically, if you want a Mexican mocha, you could do it as a hot chocolate if you're not feeling coffee, and it'll be just as good. But yeah, I think that's such a classic December drink. What about you, Lindsay? What are you drinking or eating this December?
Ooh, okay. I think I'm feeling similar to you, Mia. It's soup season. It's cold. I want something warm. I want soup. I want a delicious broth. So where I've been going is pho real. I love pho in the
Ooh.
winter.
I love pho.
It is delicious. It's just the perfect blend. You've got that super rich broth. I like to get the pho Thai. I don't know if I'm saying that right, but it's their rare steak one. And so it's just like they take the steak and it's sliced so thin, and then they just put it in the hot broth. And it's like lightly cooked, so it's so tender. The broth is delicious. The noodles are fantastic. They give you all kinds of cilantro and lime and spices, and they have all these Vietnamese spices that you can try with your pho. And they just have such amazing pho. I've had it a couple times already, and I'm probably going to have it a couple times more. It really is kind of my go-to. It's cold. I'm feeling a little chilly. I don't know if I want to cook. And I'm like, well, how about we just have pho? It feels like homemade, and it's just, so comforting and delicious.
It is so good. I love pho. And also it's like not unhealthy. It's like, bone broth pretty much with like rice noodles and like herbs. It's so good. I feel you.
Okay, you
Yeah.
two, do not cancel me. I can't get myself to try it.
Why?
Really?
Yes, I don't know. I have no desire to try it. Please convince me. Why do I feel like every time someone brings up, let's go get pho, I'm like, I actually
Girl.
really don't want that at all.
Wait, actually, I remember, okay, in in Mexican culture, we have caldo de res, which is like a beef soup. Do you like that, Evelyn? I think you've told me about this.
Okay, maybe I just am not a soup girly. I do like caldo de pollo, so like a chicken soup. Love that.
Oh, okay, because they have chicken versions. So
Yes.
that's the first pho I ever tried was actually a chicken one, because somebody was like, it's like chicken noodle soup. I love a good chicken noodle soup.
Yeah.
And they were like, just
Yeah.
try it. And I was like, okay, all right, I'll try that. And it is so, imagine like the best chicken noodle soup you've had. Now like add 5 layers of depth to it, and
Yeah.
then like cilantro and like all of this. That is pho.
Yeah. One thing that turns me away from it is that I just am imagining like no seasoning, no flavors. And am I wrong? Is there a lot of flavor
Oh,
in it?
There's
it's
so much flavor.
So much.
Also, like,
So much. And there's so many spices. If you like a kick, they, especially
okay.
at Pho Real, they will give you they like are very generous. They're like, do you want to try this? How about this? How about this? Like, so customizable, so much you can add to it.
yes, we're definitely going to have to go next time we eat out. We're not getting
Yes.
no In-N-Out,
In-N-Out
no
burger.
Mexican food. We're getting pho next time.
Okay.
And
okay.
well, and Evelyn, just for you, they have a Vietnamese coffee that's iced.
Oh,
And
I
so
love a Vietnamese coffee.
you can
I will
also
say
get
that.
yeah, if I've got to convince you more, if you go for maybe the Vietnamese coffee and then stay for the pho, that might be
Okay.
maybe Mia, that's how you get her in the door.
Yeah, and you can
Okay.
start with a kid size, so you get if you don't finish
Oh,
it
okay,
all.
perfect.
Yeah,
Okay, I love this. Okay, December goal. We're going. I got to try it.
absolutely.
I'm so excited. Okay, I'm excited to hear about the candle. I'm excited to hear about what you think of pho.
Yeah.
So, for the last part of our guide, I like to make sure we highlight things that are free in the Treasure Valley or in Boise. I'm a girly on a budget, and especially in December, money is tight and budgets are getting stretched to their absolute limit. So, I want to know, what are some of the things that people should check out or try that are free? Something free you can do that's magical or full of the holiday spirit, but isn't going to completely destroy your budget this month. So, Evelyn, what is something that people can check out this month in our area that is absolutely free, but they're going to have a great time?
Yeah, so every single year, Caldwell transforms into this winter wonderland, and it is full of so many Christmas lights. And there's an ice skating rink, and there are people everywhere, and it really does feel like a Hallmark movie. The Christmas spirit is definitely there. So I suggest heading over to Caldwell one evening and walking through the Christmas lights for free.
It is, and I love that too. I absolutely think it's wonderful. For someone who hasn't been, Evelyn, what would you recommend? Because there's shops, there's the ice skating, there's the path all around with the lights. What should they do, or how should they plan the evening, or what are some places that you absolutely hit up every year?
Yeah, it packed. There are so many people, and you'll see a horse and carriage giving rides around that whole block. I think just planning ahead in terms of parking, it probably will be difficult to find parking right in the center. Usually you can just pull up and park during the day, but once the evening hits, it's busy. So, yeah, you might have to drive around a few times. And then Flying M coffee is the best. I love it. But their line is always so long. So there's Bond and Bevel, and then there's Flying M. They're probably going to be so busy. So if you don't want to wait in line, I suggest maybe making your own coffee at home, or making your hot chocolate at home, or maybe checking out a different coffee shop as you're driving towards the Indian Creek Plaza, because those lines are huge.
And I want to make sure people know, because maybe this is my favorite part. I don't know what this says about me, but I love the dragon.
Oh,
The dragon on the river
A
is
classic.
classic. It's so much fun, and
Okay,
even
but
as
the
an
crazy
adult-
part is when you miss it and you're running there and you're like, I just missed it. And now you're just sitting there waiting. You're like, it's coming. It's happening soon. It's happening soon. But yeah, that dragon continues to breathe its fires throughout the evening.
Yeah, and it goes like every 5 or 10 minutes. But yeah,
Yeah.
when you miss it, it feels like the longest 5
Yes.
minutes of your life. You're like, wait, did I miss it?
Yes.
Is it over for the evening?
Yeah.
Are they not doing it all of a sudden?
Yeah. Okay, one hack I also did see, and I was like, oh, wait, this guy's kind of smart. So Amano has the best café de olla ever. It is so delicious. And I never really thought about going into Amano and ordering a café de olla to go. Because you're just like, everybody's just there eating dinner. I didn't even think about that. This guy was like, yeah, I'm just going to have a café de olla. He got his coffee and went to go walk around.
That is a great
So smart.
hack. Yeah, because Amano's kind of more fancy, so I don't think I
Yeah.
would have thought to go in there for that
Yes.
unless I was going to sit down and eat.
So yeah, you can get through that whole night basically for free walking around that. So that would be my suggestion. How about you, Lindsay?
So every year, this is kind of fun. This one is also not technically in Boise, but close. We're close. Every year, I love the Meridian Winter Lights Parade and then the tree lighting celebration. Ooh. And this is kind of Meridian's big holiday light show. This is the night. And so December 6th, they are going to have a parade at 7 p.m. It's on Main Street and 2nd Street. There's a map of the parade route on the City of Meridian website if you want to check that out. I'm sure we'll have a link in the show notes. But they also have pre-parade activities at 6 p.m. There are food trucks. Of course, those won't be free, but you can walk by them and the smells are free. But there are also 10 free hot chocolate locations that are all along the parade route. And they also have trolley rides because traffic gets a little crazy for the parade. So the trolley picks where you can get picked up is at the Albertsons on Fairview and Meridian. And then the trolley ride is kind of slow and meandering. You're watching the lights, you're enjoying the scenery. So it takes about 20 minutes. So if you're planning on the trolley to get to the parade, just make sure you give yourself enough time that you're looking at the lights and you get to the parade in time to get a spot. But the parade is amazing. It's just imagine any parade you've been to that is, all the floats, but they're covered in lights. Just absolutely, like almost an obscene amount of lights. There's classic cars covered in lights. There is Santa in his sleigh. And then at the end of the evening, they light the big Meridian Christmas tree at Meridian City Hall. And so it's just this really fun, kind of like what you mentioned, Evelyn, kind of like a Hallmark movie, has kind of a small town Hallmark movie feel to it, just watching this parade and seeing all the lights and having hot cocoa and, just kind of wandering around. It's just a really nice kind of kicking off the festivities. That's kind of how it feels for my family, at least. Like we're kicking off the holiday season, first weekend in December, really just enjoying the parade and getting to see Santa and getting to have some hot cocoa, and then you get to watch the Christmas tree get lit up. It's just really, really fun.
Yeah, I don't make it out to Meridian that often, but whenever I went for work and I went to downtown Meridian, and I was like, dang, I wish I spent more time here. It's really cute, and it's really cute to explore. So I love that recommendation.
Yeah, they're really working to revitalize it. So there's a lot of new things. If you haven't been to Meridian lately, to Meridian downtown, I recommend checking it out. And this winter light parade might be the perfect opportunity. Just take a peek and have a fun evening. So Mia, I'm really curious, what is your budget-friendly or cost-effective December activity that people absolutely need to check out?
Yes, absolutely. So like I said earlier, I still try to get outside even if it's cold. And one way to do that that's free is by going to some hot springs. So within Boise, within like 2 to 3 hours of Boise, there are many hot springs that you can go to. You just have to do your research. You will need a reliable car, preferably one with snow tires. So definitely it's a fun activity. There's different ones to choose from if you just do your research online. The most popular one is probably Kirkham Hot Springs. That one, although I believe there's a $5 day use fee, but it's within 2 hours of Boise, just along Highway 21, and it's so beautiful. It's the most popular one for a reason, and I would recommend that. Whenever I have friends in town, that's the place I show them, and it's really nice in the winter because despite it being so cold and icy and snowy, like you get it and it's like a hot tub, and it's so beautiful. I would definitely recommend bringing like a water or Gatorade to rehydrate after, because if you're in there for many hours, like you just come out and your hands are all shriveled up because you're so dehydrated, and fresh fruit always hits the spot as well. Also, whenever you go to visit these hot springs, make sure to leave no trace, which means, don't leave your garbage. Bring a little bag or things to put your own garbage in, so that we can leave things better than the way we found it.
I love it. That is such a great recommendation for December. I know the hot springs are fun always. There's almost no time they're not fun, but in December there's something really magical about going to the hot springs.
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah, I had never been before, and of course, I went with Mia for the first time. It was life-changing. I was like, what have I been missing out on? One thing that stood out to me, though, I hate Crocs. I think Crocs are horrible. Crocs should just stay in your house. Keep them there. That's a house shoe. However, I saw Mia put her Crocs on. She was on sports mode and just like navigated the area so quick, so easy. And I'm out here struggling. I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, you know what? Take your Crocs. Take your Crocs.
What? I don't even remember what shoes you brought. What did you?
I had like snow boots on, but they're good. They're good snow boots.
Yes, that's another thing. I would definitely wear like comfortable baggy clothing that you can slip in and out of your swimsuit. A towel for sure. There is a bathroom at Kirkham, but every time I've gone, unfortunately, it has been really dirty. So I'm not one to prefer to use that. But that's why I say leave no trace. Like, let's not leave those bathrooms dirty. Like, let's bring our own garbage and pack it out. But yeah, also bring shoes that you would be comfortable walking in either snow or on ice. It can be really icy, so really be careful. But yes, you hate on my Crocs. I love Crocs. I wear them everywhere all the time. They're like my go-to shoe. Evelyn like hates them so much. And you can wear them in the water. So
yeah.
That's all I'll say.
Maybe in December we're making an exception for Crocs.
Yes, for getting into and out of the hot springs, the Crocs.
Yes.
All shoes have a purpose. That's maybe the Crocs' purpose. Thank you both so much. I think this is an amazing guide to make sure that people are in the know and having a fantastic December. Thank you both for joining me today.
Yeah,
Of
thank
course.
you for the vibes.
Yeah, thank you.